What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is going to be a part 2 of dating black men, but it's going to be my own personal experiences and my own perspective of dating black men. So I know I didn't talk a lot in the last video because I was honestly tired in that video. But I'm glad it's doing well. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. And this is just the part 2 of that. This is my own personal experience of dating black men. So let's just get into this video. Okay, so I'm going to be referring to each relationship as a test drive. Because that's technically what relationships are. You have to try something in order to know if you like it. So I am doing a test drive. Well, I've done test drives of 3 relationships. That's the number of relationships that I've been in ever. I've only been in 3 relationships, but I feel like my relationships were always long, and I was able to learn a lot from my relationships. So yes, every relationship is going to be a test drive, and every test drive is a different car. So for each test drive, I'm going to be explaining the good, the bad, and what I learned from each one. And so here we go. So the first one is a Lincoln, or the Lincoln rather. So the good about the Lincoln was that I knew that he was in love with me. There was no doubt in my mind that he loved me. Well, not just loved me, but he was in love with me. And I was in love with him as well. But I put emphasis on the fact that he was in love with me because that was the relationship where I knew there was just no doubt in my mind, because we were so exclusive and people knew that we were together. He made it known that, he loved me, was in love with me. And I love that about our relationship. I love that we were open, that we respected each other. He never disrespected me. He literally did treat me like his queen. And I love that. I hope to find that in my next relationship. But that's the good about it. Oh, also, we used to have these notebooks that we would write in, and it was so cute because we would write each other love letters. We would write each other love letters, and it was just so beautiful. We had 5 or 6 notebooks with just love letters, or how we felt that day, or just everything, and we loved it. And I wish I would have never, to this day, I wish I would have never threw them away. I threw them away a long time ago. But that's the good about the Lincoln. So the bad about the Lincoln was that he was a little possessive. Yeah, so he would go confront guys if he knew that they was trying to talk to me or whatever. He would actually go confront them. And I was just you don't have to do that. It's okay. I'm not going anywhere. I kind of had to tell him that. But he was just a little possessive. And then the other bad thing about the Lincoln was the way that we ended our relationship. So when I was in high school, it was our first year of high school together, and I was in dance class, and there was this girl who told me, she was like, hey, he's been talking to such and such, and he's hitting her on her butt and doing all this and whatever. And I was just like, what? So I asked him about it. He of course said no, but at the time I didn't believe him. I didn't believe him, and I wish I would have. Looking back on it, I wish I really would have believed him, because what the girl said, that wasn't even in his character to do anything like that. I had known him for 3 years already, and he had never done anything like that. But in the back of my mind too, I was thinking well, maybe it's different now. We are in high school. He might see something else that he and probably just thinking he wanted something different. And I was just I just let it go. And I probably shouldn't have. So what I learned from that relationship is that I'd rather hear from the horse's mouth, not somebody else, like not an outside source or anything, because outside sources can be very jealous. They can be very envious of our relationship. And I feel like that was the case. I feel like they just didn't want to see us together. And that's not, that ain't my fault. But I just feel like I shouldn't have gave into it. I should have believed him. So that's what I learned from that relationship. So the next relationship I was in was with a Honda. Pay attention to the cars, y'all, because I did it on purpose. So I was in a relationship with a Honda. And the good about being in a relationship with a Honda was that I knew that I was in love. Like, I knew what it felt like to be in love. I knew that in the first relationship, but I put emphasis on the fact that I knew he loved me, because I feel like he loved me more than I loved him. And I honestly like it that way. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like he loved me more than I love him. But I feel like in the second relationship, I feel like I loved him more than he loved me. And I don't like it when it's like that, because I feel like that's what made me stay longer. Even though the relationship was going downhill, it was like I stayed longer in the relationship because it was just, I don't know, like, I don't even know why I stayed. I mean, I guess I was just in love with him, and I was hoping he would change. I hope the things that we were going through would just work itself out, but it didn't. It got worse, actually. And I don't know, like, he just, so the bad about the Honda was that I stayed too long in the relationship when things were going wrong. We would go on breaks, like, very often. Our relationship was a roller coaster. Like, we would be on break, then we'd be off break, on break, off break. Like, that was the nature of our relationship, and it was so unhealthy. So we would be on break, and he would talk to a different girl every single time. Like, I will always find out that he was talking to a different girl, because he wouldn't tell me, but I would find out through an outside source, like a friend from school or whatever. I will always find out, and I will always confront him about it. And he would be like, yeah, I was talking to them. And I would just be like, well, why? Like, or why are you talking to me right now? Like, it was just crazy. And I did consider that as cheating at the time, because I felt like during the break, we weren't officially broken up. I feel like he was supposed to get himself together and fix it so that we could be together and that we could work things out. But that wasn't the case. So another bad thing about the Honda is that he recently tried to come back into my life, and I feel like when he did, it was for the wrong reasons. And he told me he didn't have any bad intentions or anything, but I feel like he did. I feel like he didn't want to commit or anything. He just wanted to play games with me once again and waste my time. So I noticed that very quickly, and I was just like, I'm not about to do this again. I'm not about to get hurt. I'm not about to be heartbroken because you want to play games with me. You don't want to commit to me. So I had to cut it off. And what I learned from that relationship was that you cannot make a person love you more or make them stay by putting up with they bull crap. Like you cannot make them change. They have to want to change for themselves. And a lot of times, sadly, it's too late, because they just, in the moment don't get it. They don't really realize what they have. They don't appreciate it. And it's like, I don't really understand how he could like mess up twice. Like, I feel like if he was gonna try that, he should have just like never contacted me, period. Because I just feel like he wanted to play games again, and I just wasn't having it. So that's what I learned from being with the Honda. So lastly, the last relationship I had was with a Cadillac. And there are many great things about the Cadillac. Like, a lot of great things. Of course, there's bad, but I feel like, I don't know, they probably even itself out, the good and the bad. But here we go. So, the good about the Cadillac is that the Cadillac was very creative and artistic. He had a lot of good things going for himself. He was very supportive of my dreams and my aspirations. And he nurtured the relationship. He spoke life into me, and he nurtured the relationship really well. So those are the great things about the Cadillac. Like, those are qualities that I hope to find in my next relationship. Another great thing about the Cadillac was the communication. Like, we had great communication, and it honestly helped me to be more, to learn how to communicate, not even just with him, but even with myself and other people. So I feel like that really helped me, like, tremendously, because I'm the type to shut down when something is going wrong. I just shut down, and I'm really passive when it comes to stuff like that. But being with him helped me to be more open. It helped me to be more, it helped me to express myself more about like how I feel and how I want to be treated, and just everything. So that really helped me a lot. Another good thing about the Cadillac is that we had God in our relationship. God was definitely at the center, and we didn't do everything right. Like, we weren't perfect, but God was definitely in our relationship. Like, we included him because we prayed together, and we went to church together, and we would talk about God together. And we just made sure that, you know, God was in the center. And I can't say that much about our relationship. Like, for that, like, I would love to have that in my next relationship, where God is in the center. We may not be perfect, we may not do everything right, but, you know, we include God at the end of the day. So that's another good thing about the Cadillac. So the bad thing about the Cadillac was that he wanted me to be at a different place in my life when I simply wasn't there. He wanted me to be at a different level. He wanted me to be the very best version of myself. And those are all great things. Don't get me wrong. Like, they're great things, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, I just feel like I simply wasn't there yet. And I feel like to get there, it takes time, and it takes a lot of work to get to being the best version of yourself. And I'm not saying I don't want to be the best version of myself. I definitely do. It's just that I feel like he wasn't really patient with me. I feel like he tried to kind of mold me into who he wanted me to be. But that was the first thing that was wrong. But then secondly, it was like I wasn't getting there in the time that he wanted me to get there. And so I feel like he just kind of like, I feel like he kind of gave up on me. And he also wanted marriage, and I want marriage as well. It's just that I didn't want it at that time. And I feel like, you know, there's so much for me to do and accomplish before I can even get to marriage. You know, like, we're 3 years apart, and so I feel like it's understandable why he wanted marriage at the time that he did. But like, I just wasn't ready for it. And I feel like he couldn't make me be ready for it. Like, I had to be ready for myself. And so that's why I feel like, you know, that's something that, you know, he said that we weren't aligned on critical things. And I said that's probably one of the major things that we weren't aligned on, was like when we wanted to get married. We both wanted it, but it was just like when. So I feel like, you know, I wish he just would have been more patient with me. I wish that, you know, he would have really like helped me by like just encouraging me more, and you know, and not waiting, you know, years and years for me to get it together. It's not like, no, I don't expect anybody to do that, and I don't even expect myself to wait years and years to get something together. I just feel like he was kind of rushing me a little bit and like pressuring me a little, and it honestly made me back away, like, because I just felt like, you know, he wasn't, I mean, like, he was definitely in my corner, but I feel like just the way that he was going about it, and I have to also say, like, you know, he said it was new for him as well, like, being with someone who had gone through things that I had gone through, and, you know, it was just it was different and new for both of us. But yeah, another bad thing about the Cadillac is that I feel like he allowed outside influences to dictate our relationship. And I say that because I feel like it should have just been me and him and God, of course, that got to say like what goes in our relationship and what doesn't, and not other people, because they simply weren't in our relationship. And I just feel like, you know, I wanted him to understand that, but sometimes he didn't, and I feel like that did more harm to our relationship than good, simply because there's other people in our relationship, and I'm not even, like, when you guys are having your conversations, I'm not even there. So it's just like, I don't know, it was bad. And what I learned from being with the Cadillac is that I definitely want someone who is goal-oriented, who has accomplished great things, who wants to accomplish great things, is still accomplishing great things. I love that in a person, and I admire it. You know, I'm happy that, you know, I was with someone like that, you know. However, I just want, you know, the next relationship, I just want someone to love me for me. And I want them to love me exactly where I'm at in my life. Like, I don't want them to wish that I was some different version of myself when I'm simply not. Like, yeah, it's okay to want me to be better and want me to be the very best version of myself. But, you know, until I get there, like, you know, don't bash me. Don't badger me about, you know, how you want me to be at this certain place in my life that clearly is just not going to happen right now, you know. And I feel like I want to be loved. I want to be loved for who I am at this moment. Like, I want to be able to be myself and just know that, you know, you love me even now, because no, I'm not the best version of myself right now, and it may take me years to get there, honestly, but to know that you will still be by my side anyway is what I want. That's what I want. So that's what I learned from all my test drives, y'all. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope that, you know, you were able to relate in some way, or something resonated with you. And if it did, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And let me know what videos you want to see in the future, because I definitely take video requests. And I love y'all so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I pray y'all are doing well. And I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a great day. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.